Hello. Apparently I'm going to lie down for these videos now. That's where we're at. Um, Something that I've always noticed, when a lot of people prep, is the way they seem to think they can't eat certain foods. Now I get bad food association, even though it's not a good thing. I get it. I get that you go through an entire prep or a diet and you haven't eaten your chocolate bars and your takeaways and all that shit. When you cut them out of your diet, obviously you get in great shape. So I can understand the whole, well, when I wasn't eating them, I got in really good shape. I got really lean, or I got in the best condition I've ever been in. It makes sense, because you're probably not going to get in great shape while you're eating them foods constantly because they're so fucking dense. You could eat them while you're dieting, and when you get down to lean levels, you're not going to be able to eat much of it, and then that's going to be it. You're not going to be able to eat anymore. But you are going to eat more. That's the point. You're going to eat something else, so you'll fail. But it's when people they feel like they can't eat slight variances, or some people they're terrified of eating things like nut butters on a diet, or like red meat, or if they're eating tons and tons of fish and broccoli, it's like they don't seem to understand that you could eat something with some taste. It's not gonna affect the way you look. It really isn't. But then they go, well, my coach told me to do this. A good coach isn't going to have you on the blandest, most tasteless food for 12, 16 weeks. It's just not going to happen. And there's no benefit to it. So, I'm just going to show you a few things that I do to make my food more interesting, taste better. Doesn't really sacrifice any calories, you're not really costing yourself anything there. And, it's just a good way of just keeping yourself sane. All the way through a diet, all the way, literally, no lie at all, I never eat anything I don't like. Nothing. I don't love veg, I don't sit and eat a piece of broccoli and go, this is better than a steak. Fuck me. More, please. But it has a purpose, and you eat it, and it's like, alright. But I don't want to, eat other stuff. I don't want to I don't feel restricted. And that's the point. If you're going to diet and be successful, you shouldn't feel restricted in terms of food taste. Obviously, you're going to be restricted in terms of how much you can eat. Otherwise, dieting would be fucking easy if you could just eat as much as you want and whatever you want. But the difference between, being hungry and eating food you don't enjoy and being hungry and eating food you enjoy is you are evening it out for yourself a little bit. You're making it a little bit less stressful, and you're more likely to succeed at getting in good shape. So here's a few ideas that I use and things that I do, and if you like them, give them a try.
Simple one here. People are always complaining about oats being boring or tasting like crap, but they don't want to use shit tons of sweeteners. Okay, 50 grams of blueberries, and the trick is put them in before you cook them. Ta-da! 2 minutes in the microwave on full power, and it goes like that. Ta-da! Right, so your turkey mince and rice and veg gets pretty fucking boring, let's not lie. Especially when it's ground up turkey mince in a little Tupperware pot, and you're fighting to get a fork full every single time, it's falling off. It's not a very enjoyable meal, but it does the job. How do you make it a bit more interesting, right? Pack of turkey mince, there's 500 grams there. Salt, seasoning, something spicy, and some pepper. Chuck it in. And I want to get out of that, I want to make 9 meatballs, so I'm going to have 3 meatballs with each meal. It'll be about 165 grams of turkey mince per meal. Meatball! Spicy seasoned turkey meatballs. Easy. This is a low-calorie dessert that I make. Sometimes I have it just as a snack. Sometimes it's just if I'm craving something sweet. Calorie-free jelly. This one you can make with your own flavours. I use blackcurrant for this one. Muscle mousse. Takes a bit of time to make this, but it's worth doing. Jelly on the bottom, let it set. Muscle mousse on the top, let it set. And then chuck some Alpro coconut on the top, and you've got a makeshift trifle, which comes in at about 75 calories. Easy. This is the extra lean steak mince, so it's the one that's labelled about 5% fat. All-purpose seasoning, red hot spice, pepper, and chuck an egg in there. That just helps to bind it when you're pressing it into actual patties. I'll weigh that into 150 grams as well, and they get put in cling film, and then they're in the freezer. I'll be honest, a lot of the time it is just varying the flavours I use just to keep it interesting. So that's the same turkey mince I used before, but I put some salt, chili flakes, and garam masala. So basically, it's just a spicy turkey burger. And that'll go into 150 grams, and I'll make them into little burgers in cling film, and then freeze them. Pull them out whenever I need them. This is a quick recipe for a really low-calorie salsa. So you just got some tomatoes, red peppers, standard white onion, chopped coriander, lime, some hot sauce, garlic salt, basil, and a little bit of cider vinegar. Save a couple of them tomatoes and a little bit of red pepper. Cut them up chunky and leave them at the side. Don't blend them because this can be kind of runny. So what you do is chuck in the rest, mix it up. You've got a chunky salsa, which actually tastes pretty damn nice. This is really, really easy too. This is a guacamole. 1 avocado, garlic, salt and pepper, coriander, bit of red chilli and white onion. Blend it all up and you get all that out of 1 avocado. You're going to get about 5 servings out of that, 5 decent servings. So you're getting, it's going to be about 30 calories per serving. It's not going to hurt you. Avocado is volatile as fuck. It doesn't really last long once you open it, but if you keep this in the fridge, in a top, sealed, that will keep for about a week. A couple for people that don't like their greens. And you know what? I don't love them, but they're okay. So your broccoli. Can't be asked to eat that. Tastes like shit. So your potatoes. Put your hands together. Mash them together with some mustard and a shit ton of pepper. I promise you, you will not taste the broccoli in there whatsoever. Towards the end of a diet, I probably eat more green beans than anything else, and that's because they're more filling than things like broccoli and spinach. But they do get boring, and to be honest with you, it's sometimes like eating a bit of rubber, especially if you're microwaving it. But there is a way to make them a bit better. Stick some coconut oil in there, make sure they're warm, so you've just cooked them. Garlic salt. Stick the lid on. And then just give them a good bloody shake about. They are now gorgeous, and when you microwave them, they don't go tough. If you're looking for something like a low-fat, low-calorie sauce or even a marinade, the Alpro yogurts are awesome. They're really, really good. The coconut one, this is probably the simplest things you can do. Literally, stick some of that in a blender, and I want to make like a spicy marinade. So I'm going to put some peri-peri sauce, some garam masala, and some ground cumin in, and just blend it up. Now with that, you can marinate meats in it, you can stick it on salads, you can just have it on anything as a dressing. It's pretty versatile, and it tastes really, really good. And I'm not saying it's going to find you the partner of your dreams, but I did marinate my chicken that I cooked for Sam the first weekend we were together in something like this. And she's still with me now. And it's definitely not for my good looks, so it must be the cooking skills. Get involved. Oh, yeah. I'm not really going to be like adding products onto this, because obviously that's not the same as being able to walk into the supermarket and just buy all the ingredients to make something. But these are really, really good. They're basically like the custard in a donut. They're so good and only 100 calories, so if you get a pack of them in, they are really sweet as well, so good for cravings.
Right, so that was just some of the things I do. There's more ideas out there, there's more things you can do to make your food taste nice, but that's what I do mostly. There's going to be people watching this, and some people will be like, well, I don't have a blender, or, you know, I don't have a microwave, or I don't like this food, or I don't have time to cook all this stuff. Right. If you don't have a blender or a microwave or things like that, or the ingredients, there's a very simple way around that. You know, if you can't overcome that, go buy one. Then why are we even having this discussion? When people say they don't have time, there's different people.
There's the people who actually don't have time because they are constantly at work, traveling, commuting, and then they've got to go to the gym as well. I kind of get that, that's fine. And there's the people who say they don't have time, but really you could just go to bed an hour later or get up an hour earlier. If you're one of the people, though, that is complaining about not having time and you actually don't have time, I look at it this way. I have a job where I have enough hours and enough money coming in so that I can buy the food I need to buy, and it leaves me enough time, or at least gives me the availability for me to actually make enough time for me to do my food and get my prep done. People who are working 70, even 80 hours a week, okay? If you're working a job that is taking up so much of your time that you can't make time to do food and stuff, why are you doing that job? You're doing that job because you must be earning quite a lot of money. You must either need to earn money or you enjoy the fact that you're earning a good wage, okay? That is great, that's fine, I understand that. But I don't, and people like me who make the time to actually do the food and get it all done, we don't complain that we're not earning as much money as you are. But you'll often hear people complaining that they don't have time to make the food, and that's their excuse for not getting in shape. You've got to make time to get the things you say you want. If you don't want it, then who cares? Live your life. Be happy. You know what I mean? This isn't like some sort of, oh, go me, you know, I'm in shape, you know, I'm better than you. That's not what it's about. So many people in fitness are like that, and they're the fuckers you need to just punch in the face. But if you say you want something, find a way to do it. If you don't want it, don't complain you haven't got it. Because like I say, I don't complain that I'm not earning the wage they're earning, because if I was earning their wage, I might not be getting everything else I want out of life. I might not be training as much as I want. I probably wouldn't have time to do the food and make the food, and that wouldn't make me happy. So do what you need to do to get what you want.